CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. Welcome back to another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, I want to talk about Squad Busters being shut down. And I've been seeing a lot of people talking about, like, oh, this ever happened to Boom Beach? So we're going to respond to that a little bit. And just kind of do a bit of a state of the game, that kind of stuff. So if you guys haven't already, appreciate it if you throw that code CHICKEN into the shop. Does help support the channel. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. So Squad Busters, if you guys don't know, was... You know, we'll take it from the top. Supercell's newest game that got released about a year and a half ago, or a year ago, a year and a month or something like that. Anyways, they released this game, and you know, most people saw that it wasn't really ready yet for a global release. It just didn't really seem to make sense. We'll do some replays. I actually just recorded this video, but my audio didn't record, which is really cool, so I'm going to try to piece this together. But yeah, so basically, they released this game. It seemed to be a little bit too early. It definitely needed, you know, it's easy to say in hindsight, but it definitely needed a longer development time. And it definitely needed, you know, some different things to keep players engaged. And although it did fairly well, like right out of the gates at the beginning, they also had like a huge marketing push. Like it was plastered everywhere. It was all over every Supercell game, every Supercell outlet. It was just Squad Busters all the time, and it was fun. Like I definitely had fun with Squad Busters at the very beginning, but it ran into problems with progression and, you know, not having any social features and that kind of thing. I'm not getting into you know, what went wrong with Squad Busters or anything in this video, but just to give it some context as to what I'm talking about. So just to say that Squad Busters had a lot of problems. It was a very new game, and it hadn't built up that fan base. Like, I feel like the people playing Squad Busters, a good chunk of them, were just playing it because it was like the new Supercell game. It was like the hot new thing. And the main issues with why it got shut down was just it wasn't making enough money. You know, obviously, if it was making enough money, they would keep it going. But you know, that was due in part to just not having enough things to keep the player base interested, engaged, and coming back every day. And it just kind of slowly went downhill a lot, like very quickly over time. Now, when people say, would this ever happen to Boom Beach? The answer is actually yes. It's going to happen to every game that's completely online at some point. You know, the servers get pulled. But to say that, oh my God, is this going to be like next? Is Supercell going to start shutting down some of their like not most popular games? And I saw a lot of people say Boom Beach specifically because a lot of people just don't know what it is, or they've never played it, or they're like that dysfunctional guy that makes these clickbait Boom Beach videos and always says how bad it's doing and does zero research and doesn't know anything about the game. So I'm going to try to clear some of that up a little bit. So when you look at Boom Beach in the sense of it's kind of a shell of its former self, it was very popular at one point, you know, but it came out kind of the same time as Clash of Clans, and a lot of the players from Clash of Clans, they checked out Boom Beach, you know, and vice versa, and there was tons of marketing. Like the game was everywhere. And if you fast forward to today, I think what you can say about Boom Beach is that the players that still play it like love the game. It's got a very dedicated, very active, pretty large fan base. It also is extremely popular in China specifically. Like if you look at like Boom Beach in China, it's just like it's crazy. I don't know how that works exactly with them being on a different server because of the Chinese government rules and stuff. But anyways, just to say that it's, you know, it's still got a very active, large, dedicated fan base, and the game grosses, from what I've seen or from what I understand, close to $1 million or over $1 million monthly. So it still also is able to make a lot of money, which is great because that means the game is going to stay online. So yeah, just to like to try to make that comparison to Boom Beach, it just doesn't really make sense, and that argument doesn't really hold any weight. And I think what happened was a lot of people looked at the time where Boom Beach wasn't getting consistent updates. Sorry, this is super boring attack to watch. It wasn't getting a lot of consistent updates, and that was for a period of maybe 2 to 3 years, and I think that was 2 to 3 years ago, something like that. where the game wasn't getting a lot of major content updates, but there was still things in the game to keep players engaged. There was new warship seasons, there was new prototype cycles. Like there was still things to do, and like the game would get, you know, bug fixes and quality of life changes and things like that, but just nothing, no new major stuff. Now that stopped a while back. Now to bring it back to Squad Busters, I think the reason that Squad Busters was put out there in the first place was Supercell had not launched a game globally before Squad Busters since Brawl Stars. So they'd had about a period of 5 years or so where they just had launched nothing. And if you look at they do these, I forget what it's called, but they do like these big article every year, and they talk about, you know, like their new objectives and whatever. And they basically said, if you go back and read it around the time they launched Squad Busters, was like, we want to just stop like perfecting everything, and we want to just throw stuff out there, throw a couple games at the wall, see what sticks, and then roll with that. And that's exactly what they did. And it turned out to not work with Squad Busters. I'm not saying that style of, you know, development or whatever can't work eventually. Sorry, I just got a phone call. But yeah, so not to say that you know, dev cycle is or whatever is what killed it, but it's just obviously that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to do something different. Now, if you fast forward to what they've been saying recently, and it's been more of they want to focus on what's working and make it a lot better. So I think they're looking at games like Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, maybe more recently, where, you know, they were kind of on a downturn for a bit, and then, you know, they made some changes. They supported the player base. They listened to the community. They provide, you know, a lot more content and updates and you know, dev talks, transparency, that kind of thing. And the games did really, really well. So I think they saw that, and then they put in their newest article that they want to focus on the live games and make them even better. And that's exactly what they've done with Boom Beach. It's just like these other guys that talk about that, they have no idea, because they've never actually looked at the game or understood what it is or anything like that. So yeah, the game has been getting consistent updates, new features added. We've recently even had dev talks similar to like Brawl Talks, or you know, just like developer, you know, update Q&A things where they just let us know what's the plans are and going on with the future of the game. So, you know, all of those things are very good, and all of the science have been very good. So to make the claim that, oh, is Boom Beach going to get shut down, is, you know, it's just stupid, because people saying that have no idea. But I did want to kind of respond to that a little bit, respond to the dysfunctional stuff, and just kind of talk about the state of the game. And I do. I think it's in a great spot. I think it's in great shape. And I don't think there's any reason to worry about anything bad happening to Boom Beach at all. So, yeah. Here's where we're at on Warships, by the way. We're holding strong at 215. With 3 days left, that's probably enough for top 500, but we'll see. I will go 6 out of 6 for sure. But I think that's fine, because I only have really 2 or 3 more unlocks, which we can most likely do with 6 chests anyways. So it doesn't really make a difference, but yeah, so I wanted to talk about that a little bit, guys, and definitely give me your feedback, what you think about the current state of the game, some things you'd like to be added, changed, or whatever, or just what your thoughts are on Squad Busters being killed, because that was the first live game that Supercell ever completely shut down. So yeah, there it is, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think down below. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next one. Check it out. Back.